There's an easy hack how you can create more consistent and better rhythms in your track without being boring. I discovered a while ago a rhythmical language called Konnakol from India, and I think it's a pretty amazing concept. So what they do is they create rhythms with their voice. So it's something like takadimi, takajunu, takadi takadi takadita, and they can kind of like create whole tracks from that. And I think it's a pretty amazing concept, and we can use this for our own music production as well. And I don't mean that you should like sing in those words. I mean, you can do that. But what I mean is that if you have a section which kind of has a really good groove and a good language between the elements, then you can try to create this language in your head. Maybe you have been standing on the dance floor a while ago and you did this kind of like automatically. You were kind of like singing along with an electronic track which didn't have any vocals in it. At least I do sometimes, so let me know in the comments if you do it too. And let's dive into it and have a look into my latest track and how this concept could be applied. If you want to go really deep with your music production and learn everything about melodies and rhythm and much more, how to produce a full release ready track, then you can sign up for my new course. You'll find a link up here and in the description box below, where you can leave me your email address and then I get in contact with you and we can exchange. You can ask me questions and I send you all the information. But there's not much time left. It will start on the 1st of December. So if you still want to sign up, then click the link now here or down there. So I want you guys to listen to all those 3 parts and then sing along in your head. So if you find like a rhythmic pattern, and spoiler alert, it's not exactly the same thing, but I think the overall rhythm of those 3 parts is quite close, so that you can basically sing along more or less the same line in your head. So I would say it's something like this. So it has kind of like this first half, like the question part, and then it has that answer part. So as I'm not as a good singer like as I do sing in my head, I want to show you this. So I copied all the notes from the whole block here. And I did it in a way so that we can basically compare. So for example, I copied all the notes in that block into one MIDI clip here. And now I have like 2 tracks. So one is the current one. So you see like this is 209 and this is like a previous one, which has like a similar rhythm in it. And so if we kind of like lay over that, then you see it's quite different notes still. So for example, if I hover here over, but you see there's also some like things which overlap, and that part not as much. But if we go for example to this one, so from like 225 and 290 comparison, then we can see, because I think I reused also some patterns, then you can see some of them. So if I hover over the blue one, are starting on the same position. They may not have the same lengths, but still that's not the whole deal. So what I actually wanted to show you in here is, if you want to get a better producer, then it's important that you subscribe to this channel and that you hit the bell icon, because with the bell icon you get notifications on new videos, and I will do a lot more videos about arrangement, about rhythms, about melodies, everything which helps you to get a better producer. So I want to show this to you like a conductor would lead like an orchestra. So I will kind of like move my mouse with, for example, like the frequencies you hear in that part. So check this out here. we always have this kind of like raise in here. So listen closely around this middle mark of the second bar. So there's one bar for the question and one for the answer. We have this kind of like raising motion in here. And also here. So we have one here, one here. And if we look into the next section, then we have the acid right in the beginning. Not exactly. This time it's a little bit later. Then we have this very kind of like glitchy FM thing, which goes for a longer note here in the end. Like in the last part, we had another sound here. And then here we have also the same. Which makes that dot thing. And the same goes for the last one here. So maybe we have the effect, maybe which sticks out a bit more. In this case, we have, I think, an emphasis here. But we have the melodic shot in almost the same position. And that's actually what this video is about. So you don't need to have it like exactly the same. So I think the main thing is that you have points in your communication between your elements and your rhythms which stick out, which kind of like get emphasized because they have like a higher frequency, because they play with more velocity, because the timbre and the synthesis of that particular sound is more present, I would say, or any other reasons which make that sound stick out. And that's kind of like markers in your rhythm will translate very well if you put them in another section, but in a different kind of combination. So if we look, for example, of those sections, they have different elements. So for example, this one has those elements here, which the next one doesn't have, or kind of like has reduced and has like new elements. And the same goes for the third. So it's not the same elements, it's not even the same notes, but it's the same feeling which goes over there, I would say, or the same kind of like basic rhythm, even if there's some emphasis somewhere else. But I guess you feel that there's a connection, and that's actually the important part. And I think you can use that now to make kind of like not to close the loop. And I think you can use that if you get this message in this language into your head. So if you can manage to sing along in the previous section and then keep that melody in your head, that overall melody which melts together from all the synths, and then reprogram that with new synths, and then you get like a consistent rhythm in a section, which can be really cool. And it doesn't need to be like that, so you can kind of like switch between different patterns, and I think it creates a certain amount of drive and consistency through your track if you do that. If you want to learn more about rhythms and how to create killer rhythms, I have another video for you to watch next. Let me know in the comments what tricks you have used to create good rhythms, and if you want to know more about other topics, then just leave me a comment in the comments below.